Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a little chit chat about what to expect for the month of December when it comes to some of these astrology aspects. And so what I want to say is make it a December to remember. And so the energy has been shifting drastically recently, and in December we're going to move from Sagittarius season with Jupiter and Pisces to cardinal energies. We're going into Capricorn season with Jupiter in Aries, and so the energy shift is actually feeling very noticeable is what I want to say. And so we've been in this very turbulent collective energy after that eclipse season. Many of us have needed to take a little bit of a step back when it comes to unwinding, regrouping, reassessing, and this December, I feel, is kind of action time. And so it really is time for many of us to kind of rewrite our priorities. And with all of this cardinal energy, I do feel this is the perfect time to really think about some resolutions moving into the new year. And I do feel, right at the end of December, we do have Mercury going retrograde. And so let's talk about some of these very pivotal transits that are going to be taking place this month. And so on December 3rd or the 4th, depending on where you're at in the world, we do have Neptune stationing direct. And so this is going to be a little bit exciting, I feel, when it comes to a change in direction for many of us. And so I kind of feel it's this big hooray energy. And so we still have Mars retrograde. With Neptune retrograde, there's been this square with Mars, and so it really has been messing a lot of us up over the last couple of weeks. And so with Mars still retrograde, but kind of the orb of that square is getting further and further and further apart. Once Neptune stations direct, I feel the fog is going to be lifted. I feel like a wake-up call, clarity, seeing where you need to go when it comes to clearly moving in a new direction. And I think things are going to start to make sense again after all of that Neptunian confusion. And then on December the 6th, we're going to have Mercury entering into Capricorn. And so we've had Mercury for the last several weeks in Sagittarius. And so we've all been really excited when it comes to this expansion, when it comes to the future. Many of us have been coming into all kinds of new divinely directed ideas. And I feel when Mercury enters into Capricorn, it is going to be time to take that grounded action. And so what steps do you need to take when Mercury enters into Capricorn rather than having all of these abstract ideas and not being able to kind of take action when it comes to these to-do lists? And so Capricorn is a very strategic zodiac sign. It is the energy of the goat. It is very determined. And with Mercury entering into Capricorn, we're going to be very goal-oriented is kind of what I feel collectively. And so it really is this energy of connecting the dots and taking those practical steps towards reaching all of our goals. And then on December the 8th, we do have that full moon in Gemini. And when I think of Gemini, Gemini is all about communication. And so this is the second full moon at 16 degrees. And it will be exactly conjunct Mars in Gemini retrograde. And so I do feel this is going to be a very angry energy, a very explosive energy, because it's like this decision time. And I feel this Mars energy is really being asked to be expressed. So I think get ready for some explosive communication with that full moon in Gemini. And I do feel our communication is definitely going to be influenced by that Mars in Gemini energy. And so it is this very straightforward, assertive energy when it comes to our interactions with others. And even though Mars is retrograde, I do feel this impending energy of impatience coming forward. And so this very strong drive and need to express ourselves, to express our truth, to express our point of view. And the ruler of the full moon is Mercury. And so I do feel this is creating this deep sense and appetite to kind of take action And so we do need to keep in mind that this full moon is also going to be squaring it up with Neptune. And so be prepared to pay attention to some fine details, because you might overlook some things that really need to be considered before maybe blasting somebody with some harsh communication. And so thankfully, I do want to say the full moon in Gemini is going to be trine Saturn. And so this is bringing forward this much needed dose of spiritual discipline and spiritual discernment. And so all of these cosmic ingredients working together are suggesting action, an action-packed full moon where we will have to take concrete steps when it comes towards changing certain aspects in our life that have been festering us, bothering us below the surface. And so all of this energy really is working for our benefit, so we can build more sustainable foundations for our future within relationships. And so on December the 10th, we have Venus entering into Capricorn. So we're going to have all of this grounded energy, this earthly grounded action coming forward. And with Venus in Capricorn, Venus has to do with what we like, what we value. It has to do with love. It has to do with money. And Venus is how we feel about things and people. And so with Venus entering into Capricorn this month, this is where we become more intentional with our actions, more strategic about what it is that we want. And we're going to have our standards rising. We're no longer going to be settling for things that we know that we don't deserve. And so Capricorn brings in all of this clarity when it comes to our finances and our love relationships. And so if you've been feeling unsure about what your motivations are and your priorities are, or about what another's motivations are, Venus in Capricorn is really going to clarify any confusion this month so that you can really fully know what it is that you want, and then there won't be anything kind of stopping you from going after what it is that you want, attracting and manifesting that into your life. And so we also have on December 20th this month Jupiter entering into Aries. And so Aries is masculine energy. It's the drive to take action. Jupiter did spend a little bit of time in Aries, and so this energy isn't going to be completely new. So it's kind of resurfacing again. And so with Jupiter in Aries this time, it really is time to stay on course and to fulfill your spiritual mission. And so Aries is bringing in this very bold, courageous energy, and you're going to be convinced the right action to take, and then there's going to be nothing that will stop you from going after what it is that you believe in. And so with Jupiter and Aries, I think we're going to be invited or re-invited to be bold and to be courageous and to understand what areas of your life that are ruled by Aries where you need to take action. And so this energy is going to be influencing us until May of 2023, when Mars will leave that shadow retrograde period. And so we're going to have a good 4.5 months to take purposeful action that will benefit our lives. So we're really going to want to pay attention to the day of this shift into Aries, and do be prepared to receive more spiritual clues when it comes to what areas of your life require perhaps a Jupiter intervention. On December the 21st, the sun is going to enter into Capricorn, and so now we're going to have this Capricorn stellium in the astrology collectively. So I do want to say happy birthday to all of the Capricorns out there. But with the sun in Capricorn, it does mean that we will also be entering into the winter solstice. And that will be taking place in the northern hemisphere. And then in the southern hemisphere, it will be the summer solstice. And so 0 degrees of cardinal signs are going to give us this tremendous amount of energy and this tremendous sense of proper direction in our lives. And so we're going to feel like we can move mountains, we can face any challenges head on, and it will be the perfect time to be clear about what it is that you want and what it is that you want to achieve. And then we will have the new moon in Capricorn on December the 23rd. And so this new moon in Capricorn is going to be at 1 degree. So it's going to give us this taste of Jupiter and Aries energy with the new moon in Capricorn, and it's going to give us this rather intense introduction to this new energy coming in. And so the new moon in Capricorn is going to be exactly square Jupiter and Aries. And so there is this energy of there's really no time to pack your gear or reflect on your journey ahead. It's just time to start climbing that mountain, and it's time to get to the top of the summit is what I want to say. And so sometimes the best way we can take action is to just take that leap of faith and jump straight into it, kind of like that fool energy. And then on December the 23rd, Chiron is going to go direct. And Chiron's been retrograde, where we've all been healing this inner core wound, our self-identity wound. And so Chiron is going to go direct at 11 degrees in Aries. And so all of this slow moving energy when it comes to these changes in direction, with all of that retrograde energy, I feel this is going to be one of the most important transits of December. And so when Chiron stations direct, this is a time where we're going to feel this energy more strongly than ever. So if you are very sensitive with that Chiron energy, if you have a Chiron in Aries, this stationary direct of the wounded healer is going to reveal something very personal and vulnerable about yourself that is needing to be healed. And so I want to say something that you don't feel easy about is likely going to be coming up to be addressed. But this is where we can choose to explore these wounds, we can embrace these wounds, and we can eventually heal them. So then we can become that wounded healer for others. When we figure out how to heal our own inner wounding, then we kind of owe it to others to do that work for them too, right? To lead them on the pathway of healing. And so we do have Mercury going retrograde on December 29th, right at the end of the month, and that's going to be retrograde at 24 degrees Capricorn. And so Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is going to point out what we need to review, what we need to reassess, where we need to reinvent ourselves, our lives. So you're going to want to pay attention to any major Capricorn sectors in your housing side of the chart to kind of get a hint as to what needs revision in your life. And so when Mercury stations direct on January the 19th at 8 degrees Capricorn in 2023, we are going to be particularly influenced by this transit if we have any planets or housing aspects between the degrees of 8 or 24. And so you're really going to want to pay attention to that in your birth chart. Also on December 29th, Mercury is going to conjunct Venus retrograde. And so within the hours of this turning retrograde, Mercury is going to conjunct Venus also at 24 degrees. And so this is pretty much going to set the tone for the entire Mercury retrograde cycle. And so in the following weeks, we're going to be invited to kind of explore not only our thoughts, but also all of these deep emotional imprints attached to all of these thoughts, right? When we can shift our thought process, we can break free from all of these distorted systems. When I think of Capricorn energy, I think of the devil. And so this is going to be an opportunity for many of us to reset our mental modalities when it comes to any deeply ingrained, distorted programming in our human psyche. And so this is where we can all kind of learn to understand our thoughts and how they influence our feelings, or the other way around, so we can get to the root cause of all of our motivations. And then we can reframe all of this mental and emotional noise that really is no longer serving our spiritual growth. So I am going to jump in with some cards, and we're going to see what could possibly be coming through this December. Collectively, I am using the Star Seed Oracle deck. Give me 1 second here. So observation. So if we are really going to expand our consciousness, we do have to be the observer of our mind. And we do have to be the observer of this divine matrix of our life. And so It's going to be a month of taking that step back, being that observer of our surroundings, and understanding where we need to take action to expand beyond any stuck cycles. And so I do think December is going to be a month of meditation, really taking that time to connect to your source, you know, to connect to your guides, to connect to your angels through quiet, reflective meditation. And that's where all those answers really do lie, is going within and understanding these cycles. And so vision. You're really going to want to trust in your ability to create the vision that you want for your life and your soul, because ultimately we did come here for love, right? We came here to live in our truth, and we came here to share that truth and that love that is in our soul with others. So I think get ready to come into some type of awareness when it comes to your starseed mission, and we are raising our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, the planet's vibration raises with us. And so that's when we can truly radiate all of this loving light outwardly. And so where do you need to give thanks and gratitude to these universal energies that are flowing through us? Because I do feel December can be a month of miracles in our life, miracles all around, but we do have to live a life of gratitude. And I do feel it is time for many of us to reveal our true, authentic light to the world in the month of December. So I'm going to grab the Gilded Tarot. We're going to see what other energies need to come through for the month of December. We're going to do a 9-card spread, and we're just going to see what other energies need to come through for December. Look at that. The Magician, the 7 of Cups in reversed, and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's that Gemini energy. I also feel Virgo. I feel coming out of confusion, coming out of disillusionment, getting that clarity when it comes to which direction it is we're moving in. 7 is the number from heaven. It is very divine. And there's like this energy of, I'm no longer confused. I'm all done teeter-tottering on making a decision, clarity, a major realignment. And so the Magician, we all have the tools. We all can be this magician in our life to create anything that it is that we desire. And so I feel somebody here is finally ready to shed the old to bring in the new, coming out of a state of confusion. And then we get this Knight of Cups, the 8 of Wands in reversed, the 9 of Swords in reversed. We got the Hermit, more Virgo energy, the 10 of Swords, and we close it off with the Page of Cups. And so what I do feel here is there has been somebody deep in confusion, maybe about bringing an apology forward after a period of time of not talking, right? There's been a lack of communication. There's been issues with communication, blocks with communication. And I feel somebody here has been struggling with sleep, likely waking up several times in the night, having nightmares, being haunted by spirit, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety about maybe bringing in a love offer to something that was walked away from the past that needs to be addressed. The 8 of Cups reversed, I feel something is coming back around, and there has been somebody really going within, shedding light on some negative vices. When it comes to perhaps a past betrayal, I think maybe somebody got duped by a snake, a trickster, and there is a need to kind of put the past to bed. And ultimately, we do end with an apology, a love offer, an open-hearted message. And so I feel somebody here really has been going within, trying to shed light on all of this confusion. There's been this level of playing a little bit of games. I think somebody's all done playing games. Ultimately, I feel within the next 8 days to 8 weeks, somebody is going to be coming out of this introspection when it comes to a past betrayal. Maybe somebody was stabbed in the back in the past, and there's definitely an apology that is owed to somebody. And I think somebody is getting ready to come back around that walked away from somebody that they have a lot of love for. There's been a lot of struggles. Somebody's really been fighting with their ego when it comes to returning to somebody that they walked away from the past. And we got this Empress. So We have a divine feminine here, the epitome of unconditional love. And somebody here, I feel, is gaining a new perspective on a situation that was walked away from a while ago. So let's take a look at this apology. Judgment. Somebody's getting ready to come in and face that final judgment. And so I feel somebody here is seeking a reconciliation with a high priestess. And it did come out in reverse. And so I feel somebody's really held on to some hidden emotions for this Empress for quite some time. And I do feel December is the month where somebody is being asked to take those steps forward. I feel the decision has been made. The confusion really prevented somebody from taking action towards this apology, towards this Empress. Somebody is getting a major, major wake-up call when it comes to a new beginning, where I feel there's been fear about bringing forward an offer, maybe fear of not being accepted. And I think, you know, in the past, somebody was not willing to invest in this situation. And I do feel there is a lot of love here, and there is a blending of two beautiful energies coming together, Sagittarius. And so I feel somebody has to work through some fears. I feel the cat's out of the bag when it comes to somebody taking action and bringing an apology forward. So let's see what these communication blocks were with the Eight of Wands in reversed, the Two of Wands in reversed, the Seven of Swords in reversed, and the Page of Swords. And so there's been fear. There's been fear of sending a message, because I do feel in the past there was either lying, cheating, sneaking away. Somebody was unwilling or unable to take those steps forward when it comes to sending a message. But I feel there is going to be communication about a past betrayal. And there is a major life lesson being learned. Somebody is closing out a karmic cycle. Something is about to come full circle, and I do feel this will lead to a brand new beginning in love after a period of healing from some past betrayal and heartbreak. And so I do feel an open-hearted message is coming. Somebody is laser focused on healing a connection from the past where I feel they did deeply hurt this Empress. And there is going to be a new beginning, is kind of what I'm feeling here. And so in December, I think, get ready to hear from somebody from the past that walked away from you, that I feel deeply betrayed you and caused you a lot of pain. And now there's going to be an opportunity to start over. But I think it's going to start small. And somebody has been divinely guided to open up the channels of communication here. And so I think it really is time to celebrate. I think in the past this was a missed opportunity. And somebody is getting ready to break free from something very toxic and to choose unconditional love. So yes, the past is coming back around, is kind of what I'm feeling. And somebody here really has lacked the courage to take action. They have lacked the courage to live fearlessly and to find their strength and their determination to follow the signs that have been nudging them towards revealing their true feelings. And I feel get ready to transcend the mind's limitations in the month of December, and get ready to raise your vibration into these higher states of consciousness. And that's kind of what I got for December, guys. So I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below, guys. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.